Hi, Skipper Kids. I'm missing you guys and looking forward to coming back to school and seeing you. But I thought today, since I usually read you stories, maybe I could read you a book from home. So I'm sitting in my kitchen here and I want to read you the book called Fish is Fish. And this is a book I heard when I was a little kid and I loved it. It's by an author named Lionni. Probably the title looks backwards to you on the video. But Lionni does a lot of beautiful stories about animals. So this is Fish is Fish. At the edge of the woods there was a pond, and there a minnow and a tadpole swam among the weeds. They were inseparable friends. That means they were always together. Now one morning, the tadpole discovered that during the night he had grown 2 little legs. "Look," he said triumphantly, "look, I am a frog." "Nonsense," said the minnow. "How could you be a frog if only last night you were a little fish just like me?" They argued and argued until finally the tadpole said, "Frogs are frogs, and fish is fish, and that is that." In the weeks that followed, the tadpole grew tiny front legs, and his tail got smaller and smaller. And then one fine day, a real frog now, he climbed out of the water and onto the grassy bank, coming up on the land. Now the minnow, too, had grown, and he'd become a full-fledged fish. He often wondered where his 4-footed friend had gone, but days and weeks went by, and the frog did not return. Then one day, with a happy splash that shook the weeds, the frog jumped into the pond. "Where have you been?" asked the fish excitedly. "I have been about the world, hopping here and there," said the frog, "and I have seen extraordinary things." "Like what?" asked the fish. "Birds," said the frog mysteriously. "Birds." And he told the fish about the birds who had wings and 2 legs and many, many colors. Now you can see in the pictures, this is what a fish thinks a bird might look like, a little bit like a fish. As the frog talked, his friend saw the birds fly through his mind with large feathered fish. "What else?" asked the fish impatiently. "What else did you see?" "Cows," said the frog. "Cows, they have 4 legs, and you can see what the fish thought a cow might look like. "And horns, and they eat grass, and they carry pink bags of milk." "And people," said the frog, "men and women and children." And he talked until the pond was dark. And look what he thought people might look like. But the picture in the fish's mind was full of lights and colors and marvelous things, and he could not sleep. Oh, if he could only jump out like his friend and see that wonderful world. And so the days went by, and the frog had gone, and the fish just lay there dreaming about birds in flight and grazing cows, and those strange animals all dressed up that his friend called people. Now one day, he finally decided that come what may, he must see them, and so with a mighty whack of his tail, he jumped clear out of the water and onto the bank. He landed in the dry, warm grass, and there he lay, gasping for air, unable to breathe or to move. "Help," he groaned. "Help," he said feebly. Luckily, the frog who had been hunting butterflies nearby saw him, and with all his strength, he pushed him back into the pond. Still stunned, the fish floated about for an instant, and then he breathed deeply, letting the clean, cool water run through his gills. And now he felt weightless again, and with an ever so slight motion of his tail, he could move to and fro and up and down just as he could before. The sun rays reached down within the weeds and gently shifted patches of luminous color. This world was surely the most beautiful of all the worlds. And he smiled at his friend the frog, who sat watching him from a lily leaf. "You were right," he said. "Fish is fish." And that's the end of Fish is Fish. See you later.